Yeah, me and Nana will speak. Huh?
Okay, what are human rights?
I think they are rights that everyone is entitled to. It's like you're born
with those rights.
Yes, you're born with those rights, and yeah, you're entitled to them. So no one can take them away from you or make you feel like less of a person just because they're teaching you like crap and like you don't have them.
Okay, stop.
It's something that makes sure that your humanity, you're dignified. No one can violate you. You have the right to live at a certain degree. Like for example, in life, you have to live comfortably. You need certain laws in place that make sure that each human being
is respected and treated equally.
And do you think those rights are working in our day and age?
To some extent, there'll always be someone who will try and violate you. For example, like physically abuse you, rape you, or something. Obviously, that's against the law, but there are pros and cons to everything. Not everything will work perfectly at every time. So they do work, but I don't think to its fullest extent. Because there's even corruption with our leaders.
Where people corrupt those rights that all of us have, and we end up getting violated.
The very same people who are put in place to come and govern, I'll put that word, to just govern the situations. Those are the people who are the most corrupted, the people who we put our trust in. They're the ones who are actually violating our human rights.
Taking advantage of them in some specific way. Because even like in terms of rapes and all of that, people can't go and appeal certain things because they feel like no, they won't be heard or their views will be suppressed or stuff like that.
Power and they won't be listened to and stuff like that. So in like our rights are violated and also implemented at the same time because it's a give and take, I think. Because at the same time you get people violating our rights, people in power violating our rights, and at the same time they work for us. You just have to fight for them on a daily basis.
What are human rights?
Don't even know. No, like I have nothing in mind really,
Do you think they exist, or is it just like a philosophy that someone has and we're supposed to live?
I think it's just a philosophy. I think it's supposed to be, but it's not there. But we still have that mentality that it's there, but it's not existing.
So what do you think is stopping us from being there, from becoming a reality more than a philosophy?
I can say people around. I can say they're not grasping to it in a way, and it's not showed. I don't know.
Do you believe in human rights?
Yes, I do.
What makes you believe in human rights? What is it in our society that says human rights exist, they are real, they are there?
Basically because how we've progressed from apartheid times, like I believe that human rights enforced or basically force people to act humane towards each other, if you know what I mean. And I believe it's very essential in today's society.
Do you think, regardless of what we may see now in our society, that human rights will continue to exist, or will they to some point depreciate and mean nothing, or will they continue to be valued with time?
I don't think so. I think that human rights, will always be.
No, I think that is going to be stronger because I think when there's more depreciation of respect towards each other, human rights will increase even more than what it was before.
What are human rights and where do you think they come from?
Human rights originate from democracy. Human rights, I believe, it's freedom actually, in a simple way. Freedom.
Freedom to do what, or say what, or be what, or is it just a freedom?
Freedom is categorical.
Okay.
There's freedom of everything.
Okay. And will this freedom that you're speaking of continue to exist alongside with human rights, or will human rights exist over freedom? Or
actually, freedom and human rights, they go hand in hand. Okay. The two supplement each other. So I strongly believe it's one weight in a different intellectual level.
Okay, thank you. Human rights.
Basically, I would say human rights. What everyone has the right to do, what everyone has the right to do, and they all come with responsibilities. So basically that's what I would say.
And human rights a set of something like, not something like, what am I saying? Okay, isn't it a set of sort of like rules on how to
how to live.
To go about life.
It's not rules on how to live, guys.
It's not truly. Sorry, it's actually a privilege.
It's an individual. It's an individual responsibility on how to live your life, and also according to the standards of the country and the constitution of the country. Yeah, and human rights. Weren't they fought for by women, or is that another?
It's what you think. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, in Pigambe, Sharpeville.
Yeah, everyone fought for them in town.
Kinda, yeah.
Men and women.
In
1976.
76. That's June 16. In 1958, 56, somewhere there.
Human rights are privileges people get to have in the new democratic country that we live in. You see, but people tend to, everyone has them, like we all have them as equal people. So again, but people tend to violate each other's privileges, and yeah, basically.
What are human rights?
Human rights are rights that humans have that they are entitled to, and they can. How people have to, other people have to respect their rights and that kind of stuff, basically. So
What he said, yeah.
What are human rights?
Yeah. What is it?
Do you think human rights will, in our day and age, will continue to exist?
I think there's obviously going to be always a need for human rights. The only problem is certain countries won't respect it, but the international community will always have to rely on individuals like demanding rights, so there always have to be a need for it necessarily.
Yes, I do think so. Basically what he said.
And
he keeps on taking the gun.
Okay, right. What are human rights?
According to my understanding, human rights is what we got after the 1994 thing, elections. It's giving us part to participate in everything, like what's happening in the country and what's happening outside the country. It's giving us ability to know. Yeah.
Okay, do you think human rights will continue to exist even after 94?
Yeah, they have been existing because look at us now. This used to be like an African university, but look, you can see it's multiracial now, so it is continuing.
What are human rights?
Human rights. It's based on human rights. Based on dignity, right?
I'd say human rights are basically their rights afforded to a person.
And
maybe rights to education, rights to something, like to be free.
Is anyone entitled to human rights?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you know? What makes you know that people have rights? People can exercise their rights on a daily basis?
Because there's a Human Rights Commission and also there's a Constitution.
And what does the Constitution say about human rights?
What does it say? It says everyone has afforded human rights or something like that. And there's also a Bill of Rights.
What do you believe about human rights?
It's wrong. No, he's talking shit. It's right. Everyone deserves human rights, except Mugabe. But everyone deserves human rights.
What prevents someone from being entitled to human rights?
Camps. No. The truth will get now. Governments.
We recorded, bro. So you think governments aren't entitled to human rights?
No, certain governments.
Except for Hitler.
Yeah.
Hitler wasn't entitled to human rights?
You should never even. I don't know how you can elect a man.
Entitled to choose human rights.
No, I'm joking. But, no, we can't say anything. I never actually thought about that. You go for it. Government.
Human rights. Human rights. I believe it's what the Constitution law, which actually governs on how people should be treated and actually how people should live. Yeah.
And how can someone access their rights?
How can someone access their rights or know about them? Mainly going to reading the Constitution, South African Constitution, for instance. Yeah.
So if you read the Constitution, then you have your rights.
Yeah.
And if you don't read your Constitution, you don't have your rights.
Yeah. You won't know your rights. That's the thing. Yeah. But if you will actually go and actually check the Constitution now and again, you'll actually know your rights. Yeah.
What's the best way to teach people about rights?
It's mainly, I think, media. Yeah, that's the best thing which may teach people about that, because most people don't know their rights. So I think using the media. Yeah.
And what are human rights?
I'd say that it's. It's a really good question. To share. Oh, jeez.
Good.
Yeah, I would say it's
Okay, so human rights, please.
Okay, wait. Here's an easier question. Do human rights exist?
Yes, they do. Actually, they do.
What makes you say that?
Well, because it's in our constitution. Okay, it's in and basically it's a right that things that we are allowed. Things that protect us against, like abuse and stuff like that. We have rights to freedom of expression, stuff like that. So it's what governs us, or something, I think you could say that. Within the country,
Yeah, no, I agree with him.
And do you think in our day and age and with time that human rights will continue to exist?
Yes, I would. Because the youth and stuff like that, and there's a lot of abuse and stuff like that. So I think human rights will continue to exist.